Most of the time, K-pop groups disband because of reasons like creative differences or the desire to pursue other career paths, but these groups disbanded due to such a peculiar reason that many people talk about this to this day. If we're talking about some messy disbandments, BigHit's first ever girl group, GLAM, definitely belongs to this category. The 5-member girl group debuted in 2012 with the single Party XXO, and their career was ridden with controversies from the beginning. Dahi's scandal from September of 2014 caused the group to be known by the general public as GLAM never reached the stardom they might have wanted. For those of you that don't know, she was accused of threatening the actor Lee Byung-hun with blackmail. Together with the model Lee Ji-yeon, the two women sent numerous threats to Lee Byung-hun and requested large sums of money from him. During the court process, Dahi and Lee Ji-yeon testified that they blackmailed the famous actor because the duo didn't like the way Lee Byung-hun behaved towards Lee Ji-yeon after the two broke up because he allegedly treated her as if she was nothing but an object to play with. In their eyes, what they did served as some sort of revenge, stating that they didn't do this for financial gain. However, the court was able to prove, thanks to the messages shared between Lee Byung-hun and Lee Ji-yeon, that there was no romantic relationship between them and that the women truly committed the crime for the purpose of financial gain. In the end, Dahi was sentenced to 1 year in prison while Lee Ji-yeon was given 1 year and 6 months in prison. While some groups are able to overcome their controversies, Dahi's scandal led the group to their inevitable disbandment not too long after the official sentences were given out. TS Entertainment is notoriously known for disbanding or mismanaging many of their groups, and B.A.P is the saddest example. Debuting with the song Warrior in 2012, their career started to take off in the following years, and they were very close to becoming one of the biggest artists of the decade. Unfortunately, only 3 years after their debut, the group got involved in a huge lawsuit scandal with their own company, and their career and success started to spiral. B.A.P asked their agency to nullify their contracts, stating unfair working conditions and profit distributions as the reason. According to B.A.P, they earned around $9 million over the 3 years they were actively promoting, but each member was only paid a total of $18,000. They also criticized the company for issuing contracts that only benefited them, further taking issue with their unreasonably long 7-year contract, intrusion of privacy, and causes of exploitation. TS Entertainment tried to refute the claims, stating that there was no mistreatment of the members or unfair clauses in the contract. Their attempt to salvage the situation was challenged by B.A.P once again when they released yet another statement calling out their agency for lack of accountability, claiming they even considered filing for defamation of character. The group managed to reach a settlement with their agency, but nothing was the same as the group disbanded as soon as their contracts expired in 2019. To anyone performing together after all those years at Coachella in 2022 truly healed something for so many of their fans and K-pop fans in general. If there is one group who's been done truly dirty by their agency, it's 2NE1, as YG Entertainment announced the group's disbandment in November of 2016 out of nowhere. Even though Minzy had left the agency and the group prior to their disbandment, it was a huge shock not only to their fans, but to the members as well, as they had no idea their disbandment was even in the works. In fact, all of them found out about the disbandment through the media, as YG wasn't somehow able to tell them this huge news in person. CL shared she was at a Thanksgiving dinner when her phone started to blow up with the news. The group was even in the middle of recording for a new album when their career was suddenly cut short. The industry reporter Lee Jin-ho investigated the situation a little more and alleged that YG struggled to maintain and control one specific member of the group. Ultimately, the company decided to give up on 2NE1. Lee Jin-ho also claimed that because of how sudden the group's disbandment was, Blackpink's debut was pushed earlier than it was originally planned. To this day, many 2NE1's fans are deeply saddened that the girls had absolutely no choice in the ultimate decision, and their opinions were not considered at all, as nothing prior to their disbandment alluded that they might want to stop performing as a group. Even though the members are now successful in their own solo careers and have even reunited for a tour recently, their disbandment is one of the greatest losses in K-pop. There are a lot of truly ridiculous and wild stories coming from the first generation of K-pop, but K-pop, also known as K-population, probably takes the cake. Consisting of 5 members, K-pop made their debut in 2001, and even though they weren't as popular back then as they're now, the group was an instant success which grew more in the following years. It's also thanks to them that we now have the term K-pop, as they came up with it to create the Korean equivalent of K-pop. Their debut song, Shadow, from their self-titled album, topped numerous Korean charts, and it even earned them the Flower Boys title. After the initial success of Shadow, the group went on to release 2 other albums, which received love and support as well. Overall, everything was going well for them until 2004, when major news struck their fandom. Seemingly overnight, K-pop announced their disbandment without giving any further information about their decision. As it usually goes in fandom spaces, even then, rumors started to spread very quickly. According to those those rumors, K-pop disbanded due to relationship issues between two members of the group. Allegedly, two K-pop members were dating each other when one of them cheated on another male idol, and the situation escalated into a physical fight. To this day, even if it's a rumor, these names haven't been revealed, but many people who believe the whole thing could be true allege that it could be Jungwon and Woohyun as they reportedly got into a fight. The physical altercation and infidelity then reportedly caused a rift between the members, who decided that disbandment might be the best solution to this situation. However, based on what one of the group's fans shared online, there were never any members in a relationship, and the entire rumor stemmed from a joke posted to an online forum in 2007, where the OP shared they heard a rumor that Jungwon and Woohyun fell in love before their debut. According to the fan, the rumor started to spread online after a reporter wrote an article about it, which led people to believe it was a fact. In fact, many of their fans believed that the rumor stemmed from an actual fight between Jungwon and Woohyun, but there was no dating involved. After their disbandment, it seems like the group vanished into thin air. Many of the members went on to pursue different career options, like Donghwa, who decided to become an actor. Much to their fans' surprise, Donghwa was the only member to speak about the group's disbandment. Apparently, the group started to notice some issues within their management company, and it seemed that there was no other solution other than disbandment. Although we might never know the full truth about their disbandment, the alleged relationship is nothing but a widely spread rumor. Following with the wild stories from the first generation of K-pop, the group Sharp is yet another group whose disbandment was a whirlwind of emotions. Sharp debuted in 1998 and was one of the first groups in K-pop to have both male and female members. After two of the original members left and two new ones joined the group, Sharp went on to release 5 albums in the short 4 years they were together before officially disbanding in 2002. The cause of their disbandment was said to be two of the members, Lee Ji-hye and So Ji-young, who got into a quite public controversy involving some really bad blood between these two. Turns out that as the group grew more and more popular, Lee Ji-hye received a lot of recognition for her beautiful visuals and her incredible singing. So Ji-young couldn't stand the amount of love Ji-hye was receiving, especially since her wealthy family was supporting the group and was the reason why the group was created in the first place. Her jealousy only got stronger, and she manipulated the other members to cast Ji-hye completely to the side, essentially driving her out of their friendship group. Ji-hye couldn't handle Ji-young's jealousy and taunting, and the situation escalated in the infamous elevator incident where she allegedly physically attacked Ji-young twice, as she had finally been fed up with all the mistreatment she had been going through. Despite Ji-hye apologizing to both Ji-young and her father, he still requested her apology be public. While many thought that this would settle things down, Ji-young only took it up a notch and allegedly sent her boyfriend to threaten Ji-hye on her behalf. Ji-young's mother also allegedly swore at Ji-hye. Things escalated further when Ji-young's family announced a press conference with the purpose of outcasting Ji-hye from the group. During the conference, Ji-young claimed that Ji-hye punched her continuously over 7 times, adding that she never actually cussed Ji-hye out. Thankfully, the group's manager stood up for Ji-hye during the press conference and offered to call any witnesses who heard Ji-young cussing at her fellow member. Because of how severe the situation was, the group was never able to reconcile, and they disbanded shortly after the scandal. It seems, though, that Ji-hye and Ji-young managed to bury the hatchet years later and are now known to be good friends. This only proves that even if some of these disbandments are truly messy, people can still stay on good terms with each other.